The most amazing, the most extravagant Grand Prix circuit on earth. Good morning and welcome to Yas Marina, the host venue for rounds 2 and rounds 3 of the 2021 Asian Formula 3 Championship. My name is Ian Silvestre, and once again I'm delighted to be joined by former single-seater racer and GT vice champion of the Blancpain GT Series in Asia, Aditya Patel. Good morning, Aditya.
Good morning, Ian. Good morning, everybody. Wonderful to be back. The first race was not so long ago. It's a rather chilly morning here in Abu Dhabi. Track temperatures a lot cooler than it was yesterday. Yesterday's race was super exciting. It looks like today's race is going to be a cracker as well.
Let's hope so. Jahan Daruvala for the team. Mumbai Falcons took his first victory of the series. A good drive, an intelligent drive. Guan Yu Zhou looked to attack the Indian early on, but then just had to manage his tyres. He came home in second place, fighting off the challenge of young Isaac Hadjar, and heartbreak for Dino Beganovic. Oil pressure on the final lap. He was dropping oil in the final few laps, and he retired within sight of the checkered flag. The cars making their way into pit lane on their first installation lap. What a sight this is. This is just fantastic, Aditya.
Absolutely. The circuit somehow just keeps you in awe of it. Every single time you look out of the window, you're just like, is this really a Formula One racetrack? There's no other Formula One racetrack in the world that looks anything like this. It's just spectacular to look at.
We mentioned the figures yesterday. £800 million sterling, 900 million euro, well over $1 billion US, the first Formula One Grand Prix hosted here by the Abu Dhabi, or the city of Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of the United Arab Emirates in 2009. Who can ever forget the 2010 title decider? It came down to 4. It was Marc, Fernando, Lewis, and of course Sebastian took his first of 4 Formula One World Championships.
I can never forget that race. I still remember watching it. I'm a huge Fernando fan, and he just couldn't get past Petrov. And I think the year after that was when they introduced DRS, or a couple of years after that was when they introduced DRS in Formula One, and that kind of changed overtaking. But you can imagine what went through the mind of Fernando Alonso to be stuck behind that car for so long.
Actually, I think it was Vitaly Petrov, if memory serves me correct. I do stand corrected on that, but
it was Vitaly Petrov in the Renault, if I'm not mistaken.
Renault, Lotus, Jenny. It was a black car. I don't know what it was called at that particular time.
Ironically, Fernando Alonso is jumping into one of those next year.
Indeed, this year, exactly. This is the second and third rounds of the Asian Championship for 2021. We got underway at the Dubai Autodrome a few days ago. Guan Yu Zhou taking the first 2 race victories, and Pierre-Louis Chauvet taking race 3. Pierre-Louis will start on pole position for race 3 this afternoon. The cars go down the back straight into, can we call it, the Nico Hülkenberg curve. That's where Kush is exiting now. That's where Nico rolled, 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, it was a nasty incident. We remember him being stuck on the wall. I think he did mention something on the radio about fuel as well, and he was quite worried at the time. But the safety that these cars of these cars in today's day and age, I think drivers feel like they are in safe hands. The FIA has done a lot over the last few years to ensure that drivers jump into the cars knowing that they're safe. But then again, it's motorsport. At the end of the day, you're never 100% safe, but the FIA has definitely done a lot for the safety of motorsport, for the safety of drivers in the last few years.
We saw that with the nasty crash of Romain Grosjean just a couple of months ago, who is embarking on an IndyCar adventure in just a few weeks' time, I believe.
It's rather brave, isn't it?
With the exception of the Indianapolis 500 and I believe the Texas Oval. The cars coming onto the grid here at Abu Dhabi. Great to have your company wherever you are watching us live all around the world. The 2021 Asian Formula 3 Championship. 22 cars on the grid representing 17 different nations. An Indian will start on pole alongside young Isaac Hadjar. What a revelation Isaac has been for the Evans GP team, starting again out of grid 2.
The grid today is based on the fastest lap set by the driver during race 1. So this means that each driver had to focus on setting at least one really fast lap if they wanted to find themselves in a good grid position for race 2. That put Jehan Daruvala on pole position, followed by Isaac Hadjar in P2. Funnily enough, they also started in the same order for race 1. Guan Yu Zhou in P3, just like he did in race 1.
Pierre-Louis Chauvet from the third row of the grid will start from pole position for race 3 this afternoon. Starts out of grid 5, the third row of the grid alongside Patrick Pasma. Good drive from Patrick yesterday. Started grid 8, came home to finish in 5th place. In fact, 4th. He inherited 4th place with the retirement of Dino on the very last lap of the race. Dino did put in a 153.628 to line up on grid 4. The Motoscape team down here on the circuit with 2 cars this weekend, Nicola Marinangeli and Roberto from Rio Faria. There's Jehan Daruvala to the left of your screen, Isaac to the right. And let's cross down to the grid and hear from potentially, hopefully, our pole sitter.
The 2021 Asian Formula 3 Championship about to get underway, and yes, that man Jehan Daruvala did a fantastic job yesterday, got the first race win from pole position, but also set the fastest lap. That puts him in pole position for our next race. Jehan, great to see you on pole position once again. What's going through your mind as you prepare for this one?
To be honest, not too much. I just want to get off the line like I did yesterday, and yeah, like I said yesterday, if I lead into turn 1, I'm pretty confident that I can win.
Is today's race going to go similar to yesterday's, or is it going to be very different?
Yeah, I think, you know, it could be a bit different because yesterday I was aiming to get fastest lap. Today, if I'm out in the lead, I'll just try to save my tires for the second race coming on later today.
Okay, well, good luck. Hopefully it's another win for Mumbai Falcons. Good luck. Absolutely commanding performance yesterday. Hopefully there's going to be more of the same today. Now let's head over and speak to Isaac Hadjar, the absolute sensation, and as Ian mentioned, the revelation of Asian Formula 3 so far this year. Still only 16 years of age, the young Frenchman, and he has jumped straight in and been competitive from the start. Isaac, another great chance from the front row of the grid. Essentially, all you have to do is beat Jehan to the first corner and you could control the race. What's your focus heading into this one?
Have the best start, that's it. And win.
Now, obviously, this is going to be a very tough race, and we know that this is going to be tough on the tyres. How are you approaching it differently compared to race 1 yesterday? Okay, well, good luck, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium again. Isaac Hadjar getting focused and in the zone, ready for another charge. Now we've got the 2 Abu Dhabi Racing by Prema competition cars here. It's going to be really exciting to see how Guan Yu Zhou goes off at P3. The team getting themselves ready for a very exciting race. Guan Yu Zhou, of course, still fighting to keep a hold of that charge for the championship up in front. Dino Beganovic starting from P4 on the grid. Let's go and have a word with Dino, because yesterday's race did not end brilliantly for him. He had an oil pump issue, and that ended his charge. I'm going to try and get underneath the GT umbrella. Dino, good to see you. Not the greatest situation to end the race yesterday. Just talk us through that last lap.
I mean, yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was a really good race until then, P4. But in the end, I feel good. Not really so much frustrated as I would have expected, because we're running the whole race P4, and I think I did a good race. So no, I just focus on this race starting from P4, and we'll see what we can do.
So that's ancient history. That's all done. How committed are you going to be now at the start, heading into the first corner?
I mean, I'm gonna give it all, like yesterday in the first lap, to gain the positions in the first lap and to get a good start, because after it's gonna get difficult to overtake. So yeah, I'm gonna give it all the first couple laps, and then we'll see where we are.
Well, good luck, and hopefully it's another great race for you this time. A fantastic situation. A lot of people back home in Sweden obviously watching along. Pierre-Louis Chauvet is going to be one to watch, obviously. A few rows back, Roy Nazani could be a strong challenge, but Dynamite Dino, along with the rest of the drivers on the grid, are ready to rock. It's over to you, boys.
Thank you, Jake. We are looking for the drivers a little bit further back on the grid. Pierre-Louis Chauvet We just didn't have the opportunity as the cars prepare to set off on the formation lap to have a word with the young Frenchman. We go back to the fifth row of the grid. Roy Nissany is an absolute rocket off the line. He does start back on grid 11. We will take a look at the grid for you in its entirety. Jahan with Guan Yu right behind to the left of your screen. The run down into turn one will be critical, but Aditya, we've already raced for half an hour on these tyres.
Yeah, most of these drivers have actually already done a race on these tires, but I can imagine guys like Jehan, Isaac, Zhou, they're going to try and make sure they've got their best set of tires on the car right now. The drivers have the option of 2 sets of tires. All these tires have been used in qualifying, of course. They run a new set of tires in qualifying 1 and a new set of tires in qualifying 2. And then for the 3 races, they have the option to use these tires however they want. So this means that everybody in race 1 obviously had tires that had done similar mileage because they ran only in qualifying. But now for race 2, there are some drivers down the grid who are using tires from race 1, while there are some drivers who are using the newer tires which were not used in race 1. So it's going to mix things up a little bit because we've seen the last sector on this circuit, it's got plenty of corners, and that's when the tire game is strong. And if you've got tires that have already been used for over 60, 70 kilometers, it's going to hurt some of the drivers. But then don't forget, we've got race 3 later today, and it's going to flip things around. So the drivers who are using their used or slightly more used tires for race 2 are going to definitely have better tires for race 3. And it's a trade-off. But then again, it all depends on your grid. If you are in a better position for race 3 as against race 2, you will want to save your better tires for race 3. So, like I said, I can imagine Jehan, who's starting on pole now and starting P3 in race 3, has chosen or opted to use his better tires for this race. So let's see how it goes, actually. Strategy plays a key role in this championship, especially when it comes to tires. We've seen that overtaking is hard, and even on this circuit yesterday, actually, we saw that overtaking really wasn't that easy. Isaac Hadja tried to pull off a move on Yan Yuzhou, but just wasn't close enough. And being in somebody's slipstream, we've seen that if you're so close, particularly in the last sector, the twisty bits, the tires do take a beating. And then it becomes hard to make a charge through sector 2, where you've got the 2 long straights.
I do suspect we will see a little more action this morning because we saw drivers wheel spinning, particularly out of turn 17. They were lighting up the rear GT tyres as the teams leave the grid. So the life has been, the initial life has been taken out of the tyres, and whoever has managed them best will have the best run later on in the race. It is a half-hour race. Jahan Daruvala, fastest lap in race 1, therefore takes pole position as the field prepared to set off on the formation lap. This is race 2 of 3 for round 2 here this weekend. And then tomorrow we come back, qualify again for round 3 and 3 more races at the finest Grand Prix circuit on earth.
That's a lot of races for 2 days. We've got 6 races crammed in 4 days. We're done with 1 race. We still got 5 more to go.
Aditya, there's not enough coffee in Arabia to keep us going for the next 5 races, but we will try. We wait for the green flag. Jahan Daruvala moves into 3rd place in the series, incidentally, on 52 points. Behind Pierre-Louis Chauvet on 59 and Guan Yu Zhou on 68, still the series leader. Let's take a look at the grid. It is Jahan Daruvala on pole position for the Mumbai Falcons, alongside Isaac Hadja for Evans Grand Prix. 2nd row of the grid, it's GZ in car 33, alongside his Premier teammate, Dynamite Dino Beganovic. Pierre-Louis Chauvet is alongside Patrick Pasma, who drove home to 4th yesterday, also for the Evans GP team. Cem Bolakbasi from Istanbul in Turkey is alongside the Czech Roman Stanek for Team High Tech. Ayumu Iwasa, we just saw the Japanese driver a few moments ago. He's alongside Kush Maini, the 2nd Mumbai Falcons entry. And on the 5th row of the grid, Roy Nissany, look out for him off the start, alongside Lorenzo Flutza from Mallorca in the middle of the Mediterranean. Rhys Ushajima is alongside Rafael Villagomez for Black Arts Racing, the reigning champions. In the F3 Asia Series, Roberto Faria and Casper Stevenson from London in England for Evans GP. Nicola Marinangeli, Alexandre Bardignon, Pinnacle Motorsport will line up in the Formula Regional Alpine Championship 2021. Then we have Matthias Luther and Alessio Deleda from Rome. And on the final row of the grid, Irina Sidorkova and Amna Alkabasi on her home circuit. First race back for young Amna here at Yas Marina in 12 months. The last time she raced, it wasn't actually a race, it was the test at Paul Ricard in March 2020. That's before the world stopped spinning on its own axis. Amna, it's a tough return in these very physical cars. We also would like to thank our host, the amazing United Arab Emirates. What a place this is. Business as usual here in the Emirates. Of course, the UFC taking place here just a few weeks ago at the Etihad Arena, which you can just almost see in the background. That's when Dustin Poirier defeated Conor McGregor in just 2 rounds. An amazing place, the Yas Marina GP circuit. Thank you so much to our host, the United Arab Emirates, and of course, the Yas Marina Grand Prix circuit. This glorious morning, let's remember it is winter time here in the Emirates, and we're heading to a top of 30 degrees Celsius this afternoon.
It's a lot cooler this morning than it was yesterday during race 1. Race 1 was around 3 p.m. UAE time, and now it's 10:30. The track temps are definitely a lot cooler, so I think it's going to be a little easier for drivers to keep their tires under control. But then again, you know, this Sector 2, Sector 3 especially, with all those tight corners, which is particularly starting from turn 11 all the way up to turn 21, which is the last corner, it's all just point and squirt. So you've got to be really, really careful with the tires. The moment you start to get too aggressive on the gas, it starts to hurt you.
The Formula 3 Championship of Asia 2021, race 2 here this morning. We wait for the green flag at the back of the pack. Amna pulls into position for the second time this weekend. We race. Nice start by Jahan Daruvala. 1-2 cars stalling in the background. Isaac Hadja defends from the Prema Power Team drivers down into turn 2. That's Dino up into 3rd place. Gets the better of his more illustrious teammate Guan Yu Zhou back to 4th. Nice start by Patrick Passmer in position 5. 2 cars, it looked to be the Black Arts Racing entries. 2 of them stalling at the back of the pack. Jahan Daruvala, nice start from pole position. Leads the way here today. Isaac Hadja into 2nd place. Good start by the young French driver. The rest of the field make their way through as the same as yesterday. Jahan Daruvala leads them down the back straight. The 2 16-year-olds right behind Isaac Hadja. Dino Bogdanovic, there's Patrick. Big launching move down the inside. Cem Bolakbasi from Istanbul in Turkey. Car 74 launches as Kush Maini gets in traffic. His teammate leads the way.
Good clean start by all the drivers there. Unfortunate for the 2 Black Arts cars, but I did see one of them get away. Hopefully they're both off the line and away. Fantastic start by Dino from 4th on the grid. Charged down the inside of Isaac Hadja, but just couldn't hold on. So Jahan leads away. We're seeing a couple of cars go off there. But overall, not a bad first lap.
Casper Stevenson running off the circuit, rejoins just in front of his teammate, Irina Sidorkova, the 17-year-old Russian girl. And also in that battle, nice start by Matthias Luthen. In the Masters category is the German, racing here this morning in car 40. Kushmaini goes down the inside of one of the high-tech team drivers on the exit of turn 16. This is where they were lighting up the rear tyres yesterday. It will be critical as the race proceeds. Hadja in 2nd place. Guan Yu Zhou has worked his way into 3rd from Bogdanovic. As Hadja gets the toe. No, in fact, it is still Dino ahead of Guan Yu. Daruvala leads the way. Hadja in 2nd place as they start lap 2. So it's Bogdanovic in 3rd, Zhou in 4, Passmer 5, Pierre-Louis Chauvet 6. With that move, Bolakbasi into 7. What a start by Roy Nissani. We told you to look out for the Williams F1 development driver. From the 5th, the 6th row of the grid, he's up into 8th place. Just ahead of his teammate Roman Stanek and Kush Maini for the Mumbai Falcons. Now inside the top 10. His teammate continues to lead. Isaac Hadja, can he take the victory? Dives down the inside, feigns left. just makes car 6 big in the mirrors of the back of Jehan. Dino sits in 3rd place. Guan Yu Zhou, who won the first 2 rounds of the championship, sits back 1 position off the podium.
Yeah, we saw Isaac Hadja just trying to show Jehan Daruwala that he's there, not to forget. But Jehan, again, didn't get flustered by that move. It's not going to be easy to pass on this circuit. Like you said, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with the tires as the race goes on. We've got a good mix of teams actually down the top 5. We've got Mumbai Falcons leading the race, followed by the Evans car of Isaac, followed by the 2 Abu Dhabi by Prema cars, Dino and Zhou. Zhou's not going to be so happy about that start. I think he definitely wanted to get a good jump off and jump into the top 2 like he did yesterday, but he's found himself now in 4th place, the championship leader.
Lock up by Jem Bolik-Basi back in 7th place. He's got Roy Nisani behind him. And it's Stanek Maini as they go under the W Hotel at the exit of turn 16. This is turn 17. Casper Stevenson going through ahead of his teammate Irina Sidorkova. Good start by Deleda. Luton. Flux has fallen back to 20th ahead of Amna. And Rafael Villagomez, after stalling off the start, has rejoined down in 22nd and last place. Daruwala down into turn 1. Hadja right behind Dino with the fastest lap of this race at this early stage in position 3. Drops off his teammate Guan Yu Zhou. Here's Patrick going through. Pierre-Louis Chauvet, P6. Bolik-Basi 7. Nisani. Stanek Iwasa has now got by Kushmaini, who falls back to 11th place. Kush's Mumbai Falcons teammate looking to go 2 from 2, leads the field here this morning. But Dino with a 1:54.938, the fastest driver on the circuit. Isaac Hadja again dives down the inside, tries to make car 6 as big as possible. He's caught up to the back of Jehan Daruwala. The exit of the, can we call it the Nico Hulkenberg chicane? That is where Nico launched a couple of years ago. Nice passing opportunity on the entry, not so much on the exit.
Yeah, there's not much to choose between the top 3 right now. Just over half a second between Jehan in the lead to Dino in 3rd place. Zhu seems to have dropped back another second behind Dino Beganovic. But it's very close right now. Jehan has the ability and the mindset to be able to control the pace, and I think that's just what he's doing now. We saw him do that yesterday with Zhu right behind him, and he seems to be controlling the pace really well. He knows that if the cars are close enough behind him, Isaac is going to start to use his tires, but Isaac's a feisty young driver, isn't he?
Not only that, he's also quick. His countryman, incidentally, Pierre-Louis Chauvet in 6th place, has caught up to the back of Patrick Pasma, car 4, position 5. Isaac Hadja, feisty, quick, he's just damn good. He's 16 years of age, a couple of victories last year in the French F4 Championship. He gets the toe now from Jehan Daruwala down into turn 1. So close to the back of the Indian, there is no space. Too far back, Jehan a little bit wide on the entry. Isaac Hadja, he's got the grip, he's got the momentum. We'll try and line him up, going down potentially into turn 6. Through the corkscrew section, we are using the short circuit. Isaac Hadja on the back of yesterday's race winner, the pole sitter, Jehan Daruwala, who's got the lead as Lorenzo Flutza off screen pulls into pit lane. Isaac Hadja on a charge here this morning, trying to take P1, gets the toe from the Indian down into turn 6, feigns left as he's done the last few laps. Dino sits in behind a fresh engine in the 16 Abu Dhabi Racing Prema Power Team car. Position 3 for the young Swede, trying to catch the leaders. Isaac Hadja, fastest lap of the race, a 1:54.908, trying to take P1 away from Jehan.
He's giving it everything right now. He's seen the opportunity. I think he's feeling good about the pace of the car, but let's just hope he doesn't push too hard on the tires right now, because it will affect him in a couple of laps. We saw yesterday again that Jehan's so intelligent with his tires, just making Zhou use ask too much from his tires, and Zhou fell back. But Isaac, he really pushes hard. He is really, really good.
He's got the car this morning, he's got the speed, and look, Dino has dragged himself into this battle for the lead. Jehan Daruwala, Isaac Hadja, Dino Beganovic, 1, 2, 3 from India, France and Sweden respectively here in the United Arab Emirates. Fastest driver on the circuit, Isaac Hadja, still with another purple sector. He's got Jehan in his sights Formula 2 race winner, leads the two young drivers direct out of the French and Italian Formula 4 championships respectively. Down into turn one, a little bit defensive from Daruvala. Isaac Hadja goes with, loses the aerodynamic downforce, the grip as he tucks under the rear wing of Daruvala's car. Jules has fallen back off this battle. Pasma and Chauvet still having their own fight for P5. Bolokbasi, Nisani, Stanek and Ayumo Iwasa, that rounds out the top 10. Jahan Daruvala withstands the challenge for the moment. 1/3 race distance. Race 2, the Formula 3 Championship of Asia. Here comes Isaac Hadja. Down the inside again, feigns left. Jahan will be awake to it. Goes so deep under brakes. Does Hadja. Dino is right there. Wants revenge, wants vengeance for failing to finish with an engine failure. He was dropping oil. Oil pressure down to 0 within sight of the checkered flag. Here's an opportunity for Hadja. Probably too far back. Just trying to rattle Jahan Daruvala, but that's easier said than done for the Formula 2 race winner for the Mumbai Falcons.
Absolutely, Jahan has the experience. He knows where someone can pass on the circuit and where you can't. And especially in the last sector, I think Isaac can try and show his nose every now and again, but Jahan knows it is absolutely impossible to pass a car in the last sector, and even into turn one, it is not easy to pass. These cars don't have the DRS systems like we're used to seeing in Formula 1, and that makes it hard to get a run on the car in front of you. Again, we saw that slipstream in this particular category. It just doesn't happen. You need a strong headwind to be able to help the cars behind get a good slipstream and make some moves. But Isaac Hadja still trying everything. He seems to have started to lose a little bit of ground on Jahan Daruvala. It's possibly what Jahan did yesterday as well with Zhu. He just let him come close enough, put too much pressure on his tires, and then Zhu as well started to fall back. But Isaac Hadja, the young driver that he is, he doesn't back off. We've seen that he can just get every little inch out of those tires.
1/3 race distance here at Yas Marina this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost a few moments ago in the one screen. In fact, there they are, Daruvala, Hadja, Bogdanovic. A gap back to Joe Pasma, who's still being hounded by Pierre-Louis Chauvet. And in position 7, it's the young Turk Polakbasi with the fastest lap of the race thus far. Now Daruvala goes defensive. Isaac around the outside, tries to take position 1. Can he do it? Accelerates. Daruvala says no. Isaac will try again. Dino around the outside. Dynamite Dino. Can he take position 2? They're almost 3 wide. Hadja dives down the inside. What a race here this morning at Yas Marina. Jahan Daruvala is getting mauled. Isaac Hadja, will he take P1? Oh, the experience of the Indian. Jahan Daruvala says, no you don't, to the 2 kids straight out of the Formula 4 Championships of Europe. Look who's come to play. Guan Yu Zhou from Shanghai from 3 seconds back is now in the fight for the lead. What a race here this morning at Yas Marina. Don't discount Patrick Pasma and Pierre-Louis Chauvet joining the fight for position 1. The Formula 3 Championship of Asia is on this morning here at Abu Dhabi.
What a battle it's turning out to be. So well held by Jahan Daruvala there going into the chicane. I thought he'd lost it there. Isaac was down the inside, but Jahan would just managed to be the brave enough on the brakes and hold the lead. Oh, that was really good to watch.
That was sensational, and we have just passed 1/3 race distance. Guan Yu Zhou has a look at his teammate Dino Bogdanovic down into turn 1. Jahan Daruvala, the experience of the F2 Red Bull Junior, holding off both Hadja and Bogdanovic. He was in position 1 for all of about 12 or 13 metres as they braked at the far part of the circuit down into turn 11. It's not over yet. Hadja wants position 1.
Hadja is giving it everything. We saw on the last lap, Jahan made a small mistake going into the corkscrew, and that just allowed the cars behind to come and attack for the next couple of straights. But now he seems to have got himself a breather. Hadja is still right there, though. He can pounce at any moment. Dino definitely got a sniff of the lead the last time round, didn't he?
He was on the outside. If it was not for the track position, he may well have taken P1. He still sits in 3rd place. Guan Yu Zhou behind. Has Isaac Hadjar played his cards too early? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, Isaac's still right there. Let's give some credit to Josh Evans and the Evans Grand Prix team. They've got 2 cars inside the top 5, and their young 16-year-old from Paris is so close to taking the lead here in race 2 this morning. Hadjar still wants position 1. They go by the boats here in the marina at this incredible, this extravagant, this simply breathtaking Grand Prix circuit. Zhou goes through. Pasma, Pierre-Louis Chauvet, that is Jambolic Barsi. The Doge backs car 74. He was the fastest driver on the circuit just a few moments ago, and Jambolic Barsi from Istanbul in Turkey in 7th place has done another purple sector, going quicker than anybody. It won't be long. If they continue to fight, there is the young Turk. He'll drag himself into the battle for the lead as well.
This is turning out to be a 7-way battle. We see Jem catching up with the guys in front. Jehan doing a super job holding off Isaac so far, but Isaac is not letting go. He wants this win. He really wants this win.
Approaching just half race distance. Can Jahan hold off to the rest of the field? Well, quite simply, Aditya, I don't think so.
Well, it's not going to be easy, but he's got the experience under his belt.
Does he have the tyres, though? That's the question.
Indeed, you're right. I'm not sure what tyres Jahan is running, because Jahan, like he said in both his interviews off the line, if he does get into turn 1, it's a good chance for him to just go ahead and win the race. So could he actually be running his slightly more used tyres, the ones that he ran in race 1 yesterday, just being confident enough to be able to hold these guys off? I don't know. But it would be interesting if he's doing that, because that puts him in a great position for race 3. But so far, he's doing a fabulous job. Isaac, I have to say, is a demon on the brakes otherwise.
That is a good point. He does go very deep, does Isaac Hadjar. Not more than 5-6 metres back from the rear wing of car 19. If he can withstand the pressure as we approach the second half of the race, as the clock ticks over 15 minutes right about now, they exit turn 16. Well, the rest of the drivers, their tyres will start to burn as well. There's the rest of the field going through. So Chauvet has gone by Pasma, who is now being attacked by Jambolic Barsi. The Doge back, car 74 for Team Black Arts, the reigning champions in the Formula 3 Championship of Asia with the Dutchman Joey Alders last season. As Isaac just misses the apex ever so slightly coming onto the straight. Jahan checks the mirrors down into turn 1. They start lap 9. The Mumbai Falcons driver from pole position. The race 1 Victor leads here this morning.
We just saw Chauvet there coming around the last corner sideways. I think the guys behind Chauvet, Pasma, Bolukbasi, they're starting to feel their tyres go away from them. This circuit is so hard on your rear tyres, but the guys in front, they're doing a fantastic job with their tyres. Jehan just holding off the cars behind. Isaac obviously wants this win. Once again, you know, when you get into that sector 3, that's when tyres matter. We thought we had a 7-way battle for the lead, but now it looks like Jehan and Isaac have just broken away from Dino and Zhu. But Zhu must be happy to find himself back in that position to fight for podium right now.
Considering that Zhu does still lead the championship on 68 points, Pierre-Louis Chauvet, who's now into 5th place, is 2nd on 59. And Jahan provisionally, at the moment, as it stands, 3rd in the series on 52 points. But another 25 coming his way if he can hold on for another 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Isaac putting the pressure on Jahan. Of course, if he makes the move, Dino will be right there and reel in that gap, which will disintegrate as soon as they start to race. There's Zhu in the background. There is Pierre-Louis Chauvet. We watch the French driver in the background sideways on the exit from PLC in the Travel Planet Pinnacle car up into position 5. Will start from pole position for race 3 this afternoon, but he's not out of it yet. Exits turn 16. Pasma in the background, still fighting with Jambolic Barsi going through. Then we go to Roy. Roman Ayumu Iwasa from Japan, the final driver inside the top 10, just ahead of the second entry from the Mumbai Falcons, Kush Maini.
We just saw Ayumu Iwasa putting some pressure on Roy Dasani. Or was that Roman Stanek, their teammates? But it looks like the 3 high-tech cars right now running 8th, 9th and 10th. You know, with the 2 of them putting pressure on each other, let's hope there's some good clean racing there. You really do. The last thing you want is to have two teammates collide and take each other out. We saw that with the two Mumbai Falcons cars back in Dubai on lap 1 of race 3. That Jehan and Kush dropped back then. But back with the lead over here, the lead battle. Looks like Isaac Hadja got a good exit there. Let's see what happens at the end of the straight.
Fastest lap of the race last time round, 154.686 for Jahan Daruvala, but Isaac is going with him. Now Chauvet lights up the timing screen. Look how close young Isaac is to the back of Jahan. Wants the victory here this morning. He's the top rookie in the series. He's in position to trying to take victory in the Formula 3 Championship of Asia this morning. Gets the toe from Jahan down the back straight. Watch Dino in the background. Jahan puts the car in the middle of the circuit. Isaac Hadja will try and get the run on the chicane, and Dino reels in 2, possibly 3 car lengths in just the length of the straight as they start to fight.
Young Isaac Hadja not putting a foot wrong. It's a tough situation to be where he is right now, especially when Dino was a lot closer. He's got a car in his mirrors, he's got a car in front of him. It's not easy to choose your battle, but Isaac Hadja's battle is only for the win. He wants to win this race, and you can see it in his attitude in the car. He's giving it absolutely everything. Looking at, is that Patrick Pasma there and Jem Bolugbasi? Yes,
Indeed,
it is.
under attack is Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick properly under attack right now. I think Patrick's just taken a little bit too much out of his tires, and that's brought him into the hands of Jem Bolugbasi. There we saw Dino sliding out of the last corner. We're in the last 10 minutes of this race, and this is when tires matter.
Big time from Dino coming onto the straight. As they start lap 11, Pierre-Louis Chauvet in the Travel Planet entry. He is moving, let me tell you. Fastest lap, fastest sector after fastest sector. P5 for PLC in car 3 has gone purple in almost every sector consistently. For the last 3 or 4 laps, he's pulled clear of Patrick Pasma, who's being attacked by Jem Bolugbasi, Roy Nisani, Roman Stanek. The team high-tech drivers behind, but Pierre-Louis Chauvet is moving as Jahan Daruvala has to fight for his life. Around the outside goes Isaac Hadja. What a move! Can he hold him off again? Jahan Daruvala says no. Wow, what a race this morning. Daruvala continues to lead Dino, and Guan Yu back in 3rd and 4th will be right there. There they are already.
Jahan is pulling every little bit of experience out of his pockets. I thought Isaac had him there, but Jahan still managed to squeeze him out a bit wide, and Isaac had to let that place go. But he had him. He was properly ahead.
He showed him the respect as Isaac locks up ever so slightly on the left-hander. Going into turns 15, 16 and 17 in the marina here. Jahan Daruvala, the experience from the Formula 2 race winner for the Mumbai Falcons, we believe would take the series lead provisionally if it was to finish now, but we've still got the final third of the race to go. Daruvala, Hadja, Bogdanovic and Joe, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chauvet on the charge, trying to catch the leaders.
Anybody's game right now. Isaac is giving it absolutely everything in this race. He's not giving Jahan any breathing space. Jahan's got to keep his eyes in the mirror right through. But there are only 2 places on this circuit where you can pass. It's not easy anywhere else. So I noticed the last time around on the exit of the corkscrew, Isaac's able to take a tighter line and still get on the power. Jahan needs to run a little bit wide to get the car pointed and get back on the power. But that's helping Isaac down the 2 straights. Because if you look now, you'll see Jahan run a little bit wide, Isaac taking a much tighter line, and he's able to get on the power earlier. It's probably a difference between the tires that they're running, but you'll see now that that has given Isaac a good advantage down the straight. Is he going to make a move again? And not so easy this time.
Jahan defends, puts car 19 in the middle of the circuit. Dino's right there in P3. Guan Yu, watch the Chinese driver in position 4. He's got the experience, the intelligence. He's also got the speed. He is just waiting. Jahan Daruvala under attack big time from Isaac Hadja. Bogdanovic in P3. Here's an opportunity. Again, Jahan in the middle of the circuit. Isaac goes wide, goes deep under brakes. Will line him up on the exit off the chicane, but there is no space going into the left-hander. Bogdanovic is right there. Has to control the wheel spin on the exit. Daruvala driving superbly. He does not have the quickest car. Be assured, Isaac Hadjar does, but he cannot find a way by the Indian.
Like I said, Jehan pulling every little bit of experience out of his pocket. We saw going into turn 11 just now, Isaac Hadjar tried to sell Jehan the dummy, but Jehan didn't fall for it. He just stuck his car in the middle of the track and went into turn 11.
Chauvet driving the wheels off car 3, driving as hard as he can to pull himself into the battle for the lead. Suggest to you, Aditya, we're joined incidentally by Aditya Patel, International Open Wheel and GT Racer expert comments here from Yas Marina. It is only a matter of time. Isaac Hadjar has got the car. There's Chauvet in the background. Hadjar is lining him up. Just needs one strong, decisive move. Surely it's inevitable.
We saw he had him twice. He snuck into the lead twice for all of probably 2 or 3 seconds, but Jehan, with all his experience, managed to grab the lead back from him in the very next corner. But then again, this is where Hadjar is really strong, right at the bottom of the corkscrew, where he's able to get the car turned in early, get on the power, and get that run on Jehan down the straight.
Gets a run in the background. Guan Yu Zhou does likewise on his younger teammate, Dino Bogdanovic. Not this time, into the left-hander, turn 6. Hadjar so deep under brakes. Daruvala just driving superbly defensively here this morning. Isaac Hadjar's got the car, but he just can't get the track position. Daruvala just too good this morning for the young French driver.
Hadjar's definitely got the car, but Jehan's got the experience, and we're seeing that right now. He's got the Formula 3 experience from before, the FIA F3 experience, a full year in Formula 2, and all that experience is showing right now. But don't forget, Hadjar has only raced Formula 4 in the past, just after he got out of karts, and now here he is in Formula 3, fighting it out with one of the top drivers in the world, top junior drivers in the world.
Not to mention Guan Yu Zhou back in 4th place. Renault, or should I say Alpine Formula 1 test driver. So we've got Formula 2 drivers in 1st and 4th. We've got drivers straight out of the French and Italian Formula 4 championships. In 2nd and 3rd, the Mumbai Falcons team nervously watching on from pit lane. Josh Evans for the Malaysian-based Australian team, with the French driver of Algerian descent in 2nd place, tries to line up Jehan. They start lap 13. Isaac Hadjar in 2nd place just needs to send it with one almighty move for the lead. He will not die wondering. The dying stage is 4:44 left on the clock now.
Isaac Hadjar trying everything in the book to get past Jehan, but again, just hasn't been able to make it stick.
Aditya, you just saw Jehan drifting on the exit of the left-hander, trying to keep those tyres alive.
We saw Isaac as well on the last corner, getting onto this lap, drifting out of that corner. I think the guys are starting to feel their tyres just about get away from them, and this is when it matters. This is when, in the last 4 minutes of this race, it matters for these drivers to just hold it together.
What about Chauvet? He's almost there, going through in 5th place, trying to reel in Guan Yu Zhou, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Chauvet in the background. Daruvala, a masterclass in defensive driving here this morning. He's dropped off. He's doing a 1:55.2 last time round, as Guan Yu Zhou has a look down the inside of Bogdanovic. Too far back, just lets young Dino know that Guan Yu wants the place, won't try anything silly. They are teammates, the Abu Dhabi racing team, assisted by the almighty, the powerhouse Prema Power team. They're in 3rd and 4th, and Chauvet in the background is coming as well. Daruvala, can he hold on? The dying stages race to the Formula 3 Championship of Asia. There's Chauvet, the travel planet car. He is absolutely moving here this morning. Position 5 will check the gap between himself and Guan Yu Zhou next time round. There he is in the background. If they start to fight, Chauvet will be right there as well. On to the straight to start lap 14. Daruvala, can he do it? 2 from 2. This has just been incredible. Hadjar down into turn 1. Just send it, Isaac. Just go. Make the move. Do not die wondering. Josh Evans is probably saying, no, keep the car straight.
Just hold on, Jahan. Just hold on.
Daruvala under immense pressure from this super impressive 16-year-old. Clips the ripple strip quite violently there, loses time. That gives Daruvala a little bit of breathing space. Down through the corkscrew circuit, there's Alexandre Bardignon, the French driver. Just a place outside the top 10 at the moment. Good drive from Alexandre ahead of Risul Shijima, Nicola Marinangeli, Roberto Faria. Fighting for the final places just outside the top 10. Car 19, Jahan Daruvala. 2 minutes to go. That equates to what? 2, potentially 3 laps.
Yeah, I think it's 2 laps to go. Probably 1 lap after this one, and then we will see the checkered flag. Isaac doesn't have much time left. They've just gone through turn 11, and we've seen before. It's turn 8 and turn 11 are the 2 main overtaking opportunities. If there's anywhere else on this track you want to overtake, I think you definitely have to make a desperate dive bomb. Do it Daniel Ricciardo style.
Isaac is catching him once again. One final opportunity. Speaking of Daniel Ricciardo style, did you see the t-shirt worn by Guan Yu Zhou, his former teammate, on the podium yesterday? Was that another, we can't say the second word, podium. That's what Guan Yu wore on the podium yesterday. He's standing off it at the moment. As Jahan Daruvala from Mumbai, car 19 for the Mumbai Falcons, comes onto the straight nervously. At least 1 more lap. There's Guan Yu in the background, Dino in third, Isaac Hadja. One last final opportunity. Can Jahan Daruvala hold on to go 2 from 2 here in Abu Dhabi?
Isaac is going to give it everything on this lap. He's got an opportunity in turn 8. He's got an opportunity in turn 11. And we've seen that he has a good run out of the corners. He's got a good run out of the corkscrew, which is turn 6. He's got another good run out of turn 9. And this puts him in a good position for turn 8 and turn 11 respectively. There we see it again. Great run out of the corkscrew. This is going to give Jahan a run into turn 8.
Nicely done by Isaac Hadja. Look at the run he gets. Gets the toe, Jahan Daruvala goes left, checks his mirrors in the right. Hadja around the outside for the lead of the Formula 3 Championship of Asia. Jahan Daruvala still nervously holds the first position. The dying stages of the race. One last opportunity as they race down the back straight. The clock ticks down. Isaac Hadja just needs to send it. Goes around the outside, does the young Frenchman on the Indian. Jahan Daruvala just puts it in the middle of the circuit. Watch Dino Beganovic back in third place. The clock has ticked over to 30 minutes. We believe this is the last lap of the race. We are waiting for confirmation. From race control, Jahan Daruvala nervously just trying to get it to the checkered flag. Surely he will hold on from here. Out of turn 16 in the Marina.
What a fantastic drive by Jahan. He knows now it's just the last 3 corners. It's extremely difficult to pass on any of these corners. It looks like it's going to be Jahan's race, but we're just seeing one of the high-tech cars run wide there. I think that's who that is, but some good battles up and down the field as we see the leaders now on the last corner.
The final lap, that checkered flag. Jahan Daruvala for the Mumbai Falcons goes 2 from 2, holds on to win a nail-biting race from Isaac Hadja and Dino Beganovic in third. The 16 and 17-year-olds, I'll correct myself from earlier in the race. Dino just turning 17 a few days ago, straight out of the Italian F4 Championship, beats home his Alpine Formula 1 test driver teammate, Guan Yu Zhou, for the final step of the podium. Jahan Daruvala, what a finish, what pressure was thrown at him by Isaac Hadja. JD goes 2 from 2 for the Mumbai Falcons.
What a race, Ian. What a race. And I think that puts Jahan on top of the table of the championship, like we mentioned early on, if it was to finish the way it did, and it did. So Guan Yu Zhou now in 4th place means Jahan now jumps to the top of the table, doesn't he?
I told you yesterday my mathematics was poor, but he was on 52 points coming into this morning's race. So plus 25, we are using the Formula 1 point scoring system, so 52 plus 25 is 77. Zhou was on 68. We do have another race this afternoon. It will be close. 68 plus, I'll tell you this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll tell you this afternoon. But right now, I'm still a little breathless. What a race that was. Jahan Daruvala, what a drive. Isaac Hadja, the young Frenchman, with he doesn't have the kind of experience, of course, that Jehan has, but he still made it look like the boy has been racing for years. He's all of 16.
He's quick. He's quick. I suspect he showed a little bit of respect to Jehan Daruvala. Did not want to come back with the wheels off the wagon. He came home with a straight car in second place. He is the top rookie in the championship as well. He's leading the rookie standings as the cars come back to pit lane. Adino makes up for that DNF yesterday. Bogdanovic on the podium in third place after dropping oil in the last, 6 or 7 laps of the race. Just on that yesterday, it was he dropped oil pressure with about 6 or 7 laps to go. The Evans Grand Prix team, they were watching him drop oil all over the circuit, and eventually the car expired within sight, almost, actually not literally, of the checkered flag. He makes up for that this morning with another podium, does Dino. He was on the podium last week at the Dubai Autodrome, where we race next week, the 4th round of the series, as was Isaac. So close to the victory. The gap just 0.26, but JD goes 2 from 2. Jehan Daruvala for the Mumbai Falcons from Mumbai in the subcontinent. Aditya, let's give your team some credit. The patron of the Mumbai Falcons is none other than the great Kapil Dev, who took your nation to victory in the Cricket World Cup way back in 1983. We know the great man is watching on live. Good morning to you, Kapil. In fact, it's afternoon over in India. Look at your driver, Jehan Daruvala, the Red Bull Junior from the Formula 2 Championship, has taken his second victory in less than 24 hours here at the Yas Marina circuit.
This is turning out to be a fantastic season for the Mumbai Falcons. They've had 2 of 2 so far this weekend, and that puts them in a good position for the team championship, as we see Jehan Daruvala saying 2 of 2 to his team. The team must be ecstatic. It's their first year in proper motorsport, and now they're finding themselves winning 2 races back to back, and also not to forget being on the podium in their debut.
The Formula 3 Asian Championship, of course, offering 18 Formula 1 Super License points, and Jehan Daruvala looks as though he will grab a bag of those by the end of the championship, which concludes back here in a few weeks' time at the Yas Marina Grand Prix circuit. He gave the 2, that was the signal with the 2 fingers, the sign of V. You know, over here in the Emirates, you can get the vaccine for what we won't mention. He wasn't saying that he got the vaccine. That wasn't what the V was for.
No, not yet, but he's probably asking for one. But everybody around the circuit we've seen being careful with the norms. COVID tests happening every now and again. I think we've got one today
You
as
said
well.
the C word. No, not that one. That one.
Did I?
The COVID word.
But there you see 3 winners. What a race.
I said it too.
You said it too.
I swore I would not say that evil word. There is Jehan Daruvala, the race winner, the Red Bull Junior. There's the Ferrari Junior. Dino in the background being congratulated by his father, Fikret. Good drive from Dino. Intelligent. He'll be relieved with that. Guan Yu Zhou, he knew he didn't really have the car to win this morning and said, well, the championship, it's a long one, 15 races. 4th, it's not P1, but he'll take it. Valuable points towards a Formula 1 Super License as well.
Yeah, Jehan and Zhu, they've been racing against each other for years now. Both of them have raced with the Prema team in the past as well. But there we see Jehan still having a chat with team principal Arman Ibrahim, who's also a former race driver himself.
Yes, he is indeed, going back to the A1GP days as well, involved with the Indian team. There is Jehan. Yes, Jehan and Guan Yu, both race winners in the FIA Formula 2 Championship. Incidentally, if you have not caught the amazing documentary Chasing the Dream, which is available on the F1 TV app, it is absolutely sensational.
I haven't seen it yet. I saw a few trailers on their Instagram
brilliant.
page.
You've seen Drive to Survive, the series everyone's talking about. Check out the F2 series on the F1 TV app, which also does feature our race winner here this morning, Jehan Daruvala, along with Guan Yu Zhou. We'll cross down to Parc Ferme as soon as Jehan has a moment to speak to Jake, and we'll hear from the race winner, Jehan Daruvala, 2 from 2 here at the Yas Marina Grand Prix circuit. There he is. The race winner, Jehan Daruvala, down in Parc Ferme. Let's cross down and hear from the race winner here this morning.
Amazing performance in the second race, and what a thrilling battle. One of the best we've seen in Asian F3 for a long time. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, I think when we spoke on the grid, I thought that if I lead into turn one, it's going to be an easy race, but it was nothing like that. I got a really good start. I led into turn one, and you know, I was struggling yesterday a bit with the rear as well, so we tried something today, and I just felt like I had no grip out there, you know. Yesterday my strong point was sector 3, and today I was just super slow everywhere. So to be fair, Isaac was super quick behind me, so I just tried to get good exits. So we kept it clean, and I used my experience to hold him behind.
What was the battle like in that middle stages when you had one driver one side and another the other? You had Dino one side, Isaac the other, and you just had to try and hope you had grip to keep it through the corner.
Yeah, we were kind of 3 abreast, and yeah, it was pretty much like a game of chicken. I was waiting for one of them to brake, and then I was going to hit the brake. I thought I was going to miss the corner, but yeah, I just made it, and yeah, I was looking in my mirrors pretty much the whole race. I didn't have any pace, and yeah, hopefully race 3 is a bit better.
Well, congratulations on another win, and you're now leading the F3 Asian Championship. Well done. Not quite? There's one more race to go and get that then.
Okay, thanks.
A good comeback and a good fight for the victory. You almost had it at one stage. There was a good opportunity there. Just talk us through the key stage of the race in the middle.
No, I mean, it was very intense, of course, but yeah, the guys fighting in the front, and then I got in the mix, but then yeah, just at the wrong place, kind of in that situation. But anyways, it was a really good race, taking the place in the start, like I said before the race. So I gave it my maximum in the start, and then yeah, it paid off kind of. So no, it was intense race, more than I expected, because we were fighting in the front for P1. But yeah, I'm happy with P3.
So now heading into race 3, we know how close you can get to the victory. So I guess there might be a little bit more to get out of the car heading into the third final race.
Yeah, for sure. We can for sure play a bit more in the start, and then after that it's not a lot of action. But anyways, we do our best, and we see.
Good luck for race 3, and well done on another podium.
Thank you.
Isaac Hajar, so near and yet so far. That was such an intense race. You had so many sensational opportunities. Just talk us through the race.
Just a terrible start. I mean, I don't think what's terrible, but Jehan did, I don't know how he did his start, but it was incredible. And then I had much more pace than him. So I think, I don't know if I set the fastest lap, but I felt I was the fastest on track. But you know, it was not enough. He was defending very well and very hard also. And yeah, I tried until the last lap to create an opportunity, but it didn't work. Maybe next race or next week, I don't know.
It's terrific to watch your sense of urgency out there. You really feel like you've got the car and you've got the mentality to win races. Is this going to happen now in race 3?
It will be much harder as I'm starting P5. But I will say I'm hoping for a podium. 3 podium in one weekend is the target. So I think I can do it.
Formidable, Isaac. Félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
1, 2, 3 here this morning at the incredible Yas Marina Grand Prix circuit, India, France and Sweden. That's how they finished. Jehan Daruvala going 2 in a row after taking race 1 victory yesterday for the Mumbai Falcons. Isaac Hajar in second place. Dynamite Dino on the podium in third. Guan Yuzo, Pierre-Louis Chauvet will start from pole position later this afternoon for race 3. Comes home P5 ahead of Patrick Passman. Good drive from Jem Bolak-Bassi, Roy Nisani, Roman Stanek and Ayumu Iwasa, the high-tech drivers 8, 9 and 10 here this morning. Jehan Daruvala, we believe, has just edged into the lead of the championship, but that is only 1/3 race. Just 5 races. We've got 15 for the 2021 Formula 3 Asian Championship.
Yeah, just 5 races of 15 so far. It seems like it's going to be a long championship, but then again, 2 weeks from now, we're going to be done with this championship. So it's a super quick championship. Super drive by Jehan once again. Like you said, just about inched into the lead of the championship. Let's see if he can hold on.
Well, the drivers making their way up to the podium just behind us. We'll bring you that in just a moment. Race 3 to take place here at 3:10 local time, wherever you are watching us in the world. Great to have your company as the United Arab Emirates Formula 4 Championship prepares to take to the circuit, racing concurrently with the Formula 3 Asian Championship here this weekend. The double race weekend here at Abu Dhabi. We come back tomorrow morning to qualify once again and then race 3 times again here this weekend. So 6 races for the second and third rounds of the Asian Formula 3 Championship. Jahan Daruvala takes the victory from Isaac Hadjar. Dino Beganovic in third place. Race 2 of the Asian Formula 3 Championship here this morning at the Yas Marina Grand Prix circuit. Aditya, your driver has taken 2 in a row. Can he do it this afternoon?
Indeed. Fantastic 2 races by Jahan. It's going to be harder for him this afternoon. He's not starting on pole position. He's actually starting P3. Chauvet is going to be on pole. Chauvet was absolutely flying in race 2. He lost ground to the leaders early on, but he started to reel them in. But I think it's going to be an extremely exciting race.
I love your optimisms. Quite simply, you replied. Indeed. Jahan Daruvala takes his second victory in 12 hours, the Formula 3 Championship of Asia. Thank you for watching. We will be back at 3 o'clock local time for race 3 here from Yas Marina, the Asian F3 Championship for 2021. We'll see you this afternoon.
It's not cricket.